Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to watch football, not get married. What are we doing here?
I've gotten a lot of baby powder. People are like, man, what'd you get out of baby powder for? I think I'm going to have to smack the hell out of a lot of people this year. I just can feel it.
Hold on. The only thing you should be getting married to in the fall is football.
That's right, y'all. No Weddings in the Fall is back. Ben had to get all that baby powder for his butt for all that traveling he was doing these last couple of weeks. But that's okay because we are back and ready to get you back in. Well, make you fall back in love with football. That's basically what I was trying to say. Let's get things started tonight. We'll start with introductions first. Welcome, of course, Justin Herrera. Welcome into the studio, friend. And you're muted.
Already ready to go, locked and loaded. It's like I've been doing this forever now. I've been doing this as long as Ben was in the NFL. Shit, and I ain't nowhere near as professional as he was either. So it's good to be here. I love it. I can't wait to give Ben my question of the day, but we're gonna wait till the college rolls around because I already am locked in on one game that I want to ask him about. But yeah, man, I'm fucking stoked. Let's go. I'm glad we're back.
All right, let's welcome in the masters of ceremonies himself. It's Ben Troupe. Welcome into the studio, my friend.
Man, good to be back, man. Justin and Commissioner, man. Miss y'all boys. You know, my wife thinks she know my schedule. She was like, when you gonna do Words in the Fall? Get out of my business. I mean, I don't give it a couple of things. That's mine. So just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? We good. But you know. She was like, okay, you know, because she, you know, because we on vacation and she see me on the computer. She's trying to stick her little head like this. I said, get your fine behind out of here, girl. Go, just go. It is good to be back, though, man. I mean, football is we get into the meat and potatoes of the schedules now, whether it's the NFL or college. So, hey, man, nobody is safe. If nobody is safe, so I don't want to. It's not for the week, but I'm happy to be back, fellas.
Yeah, glad to have you back. A lot of parity at the top of college football right now. All right, but before we get started, pay the bills, do us a solid. If you're doing some daily or weekly, daily, I don't know why I said weekly, some daily fantasy this weekend, you go to Fast Trap app, use the promo code Troupe. We'll double the deposit up to $50. So you got to love that. Also, if you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. And, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid. Give us a subscribe. Hit like. If you got questions, throw them in there. Little things stopping you from doing it. Big things popping for us when you do. So we appreciate it. All right, like we said, a lot of parity on top of the college world right now. Let's talk about what happened last week.
Don't worry, Ben. No way.
I hit the wrong one.
And now to football scores with the boys from No Weddings in the Fall with the week on repeat.
Woo-wee. Boy, did we have some good college football, and especially late at night. Well, your boy was like barely keeping his eyes open. We were on double OT. But let's get started. Let's start, of course, with Alabama and Georgia, because that's all everybody ever wants to talk about is the SEC and Alabama and Georgia, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about it. Good game, of course. 24-21. Tyler Sampson for Alabama, 276, 2 TDs for the day. And, you know, the running game was kind of lackluster. It was almost as if they were switching people out pretty much. Jamarion Miller had the most carries, 16 yards. All he amounted to is 46 yards. Isaiah Horton, 5 receptions, 65 yards, and a TD. Some of the highlights on Alabama. And then Georgia, how about that name Gunner? Like, I think I must have said it 5 or 10 times when we were watching that game. I said, you might be a redneck if your name's Gunner. Gunner Stockton, 130 yards, 1 TD. Chauncey, Bowens, though, 12 carries, 119 yards, and a TD. Gunner, by the way, also ran for 22 yards. A big reception guy on the day was Colby Young. He had 4 of them, but they were 59 yards and a TD. 24-21, great game. Let's go to the boys, see their thoughts on it. Ben, let's go to you since you've been out so damn long. We got to hear your voice. What do you think of this Alabama-Georgia game?
Lived up to the billing. I mean, real similar to 2024 when Georgia played Alabama at Alabama. I mean, Alabama jumps out to a big lead. People are like, oh, Georgia's not going away. It's in their contract. They are not allowed to get blown out. They're not allowed to go quietly into the night. They're not going to do it. But this is the thing that stood out from the game, right? Kirby Smart got away from what he does. He's a guy that wants to bludgeon you. In the words of the great Michael Irvin, which I love it when he said it, he said, listen, I'm going to use your weakness to beat you. I'm going to use your strength to break you. Well, Georgia's strength is running the football, and they got away from it. 12 rushes over 100 yards, and Gunner stopped. Listen, Gunner, today you're going to look like Buck Bellew when he had Herschel Walker. You should hand the ball off. You're not here to throw it. And the game came down to who was willing to take chances. Now, Ryan Williams, sophomore sensation, had a big drop. That freshman receiver had a big drop. I thought that was a touchdown catch, and he dropped it. But this is going to be about what Georgia didn't do. You got home field advantage. You understand that Coach DeBoer is a guy that he has to do things like he can't just be aggressive because he beat Georgia last year, but they came back and he was able to get it done. It was a good game. But Kirby Smart knows this. Kirby Smart has played Alabama 8 times. He's won 1 time. He is 1-7 against Alabama. Oh, and people say, what's the one time he won? It was in the national championship, but it was an asterisk. Why? Because there was a guy by the name of James Williams that plays for Detroit, and a guy by the name of Mechie that plays now, right? He's moved over to the Eagles. Neither one of those guys played in the national championship. Why is that significant? Because when Alabama played Georgia in the SEC championship that year, they beat the brakes off with those guys. And when they played them again, both of those guys was hurt. Listen, a win is a win, but if you are Kirby Smart, that's the one conversation you want to stay away from. He wants to talk about Florida. He wants to talk about Tennessee. He wants to talk about everybody but Alabama. Because people thought, okay, Nick Saban's gone. I'm going to win now. Coach DeBoer has been there 2 years. He's beaten Georgia 2 years. So I know listen, I'm from Georgia, still live in Georgia. There's nothing I want more than to see Georgia lose. I'm not rooting for the team that's playing them. I'm just never rooting for Georgia. So all my neighbors kind of don't like me. They don't like me anyway. But at least they know now because I'm walking around the neighborhood. I'm fake walking my dog because that's what you do in my neighborhood. It was like, hey, Ben. I'm like, oh, what happened on Saturday? And then they get quiet. So and then they're going to tell me, well, Ben, you went to Florida. I said, yeah, it's all good. I'm a trash talker now. It's not based on what's going on. And then they said, well, Ben, did you hear about my daughter getting married? Is she getting married in the fall? Yeah, I'm finna go to Walmart right now and get the biggest thing of baby powder. And I'm going to slap the whole congregation. I'm going down the line. But no, great game. It's just, if you are Georgia, until you beat Alabama, you're going to be wondering what if. And it's still a rivalry. I'm not taking away, but Peyton Manning wasn't a rival to Tom Brady until he beat him. And he didn't beat him often, but he did beat him. So you got to beat him before we can call it a rivalry. But right now, Coach DeBoer said 2 years, no problem. This Kirby Smart dude, he a good coach. He just can't beat me. So, hey, man, I'll take it. Great game. Great.
As Ric Flair says, to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And by the way, there were a couple of drops. I think Alabama, too, and I can't remember who it was.
Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams.
Wide ass open and Georgia too. Like, take it to the house. What are you doing?
Isn't that a new thing? You can make the listen, man, them 50-50 catches, them boys come up with them wide open. The whole crowd go, oh, that's right. Just go to listen. That's the loneliest walk. That's the loneliest run to the sideline. And if your family's in the stands, they got to lie to you after the game and say stuff like, "It's all right." No, it's not. It's not all right. I'm gonna say that to you because you get us good tickets. So I can't say to you in public what I say about you in private. But when we get in the car to go home, we were like, God, this dude is killing us.
It's funny you say that though, because then when you said that, it kind of reminds me, like I played baseball and football when I was little, and then as I got older, I had to quit playing football because of these damn knees. But I always played shortstop, and when we had me and wifey had a little softball league. I was shortstop, and then one game I'm like, let me play the outfield. And every time them balls take forever. I'm not as good like when it takes so long. but I also played receiver, and those deep balls don't take that long to get there, especially when you're running, bro. Like, I loved it. That was my specialty, was the deep ball. So, I don't understand that, to be quite frank with you. Maybe that's what it is, though, because it takes a little bit to get to, and you just
you only hear the crowd when the ball touch your hand. You can't hear anything. Like when you on the field, you can't hear anything, but it's like when you drop it, because I've been there too. When you drop a big catch, especially a touchdown catch, it's like everything goes dark. It's like you say to yourself, it's almost like you in a dream. You want to wake up from a dream, and you hear a bunch of fans going, "Yeah, you dropped it," and these are your fans. Because people think that the hardest criticism comes from opposing fans. No, it comes from your own fan base. I mean, if they would have put the camera on these young men's parents, somebody would have had to nut. Hey, man, the camera's on you. Really? Oh, they would have had to fake it. Like when that one time when Kanye West was smiling and they put the camera on him, he went to like all straight, stoic face. Hey, football is unforgiving, man. Because one time you the hammer, the next minute you the nail. And it happens that way. And you got to be able to handle it. I think that's the part of football or sports that no one wants to talk about. No one's going to remember all your bad plays. But if you are a real fan, you go up to them and say, "Man, you so-and-so, right?" You'll be like, "Yeah. Remember that time you dropped?" "Yeah, I remember the time I dropped it. I was on national." And now we live in the viral world to where as soon as it happened, it's been retweeted a billion times. Like, just in case y'all didn't see what happened. So, but you live and die with it, man. It happens. It's just Alabama fans hate Georgia. Georgia fans hate Alabama. But Alabama fans I don't like it, but they have a reason to be entitled. They ain't won a lot lately, but they can do a freaking docuseries on Alabama football. If it's coming to Netflix, I'm not watching it. So if y'all already did it, I'm not watching it.
I apologize, Justin. I feel like I'm taking all your time, but I have to say one thing real quick, kind of on Ben's point. Go to Hulu or Disney and check out his brand new show called Chad Powers. If you ain't seen it yet, the Mannings, I guess, produced it. It is all that and then some, and speaks to exactly to what you're talking about. Just a quick synopsis. A guy, he's playing for Oregon. He makes a big mistake in the national championship game. And because in our viral world, he does something else afterwards, in our viral world basically kind of just skews him out of football. So he does a Miss Doubtfire type thing and puts makeup on and a whole shebang and goes to another little small college to try to play. It is so funny. Good stuff by the Mains. Go check that out. Especially if you love college football or football in general. It's a great show. All right, Justin, what say you on that game?
I don't think I got to say anything else. I mean, shit. If that Rance didn't cover that shit, I don't know what would. But I will say this. There's always those rivals that just get under your skin. And for Georgia, it's Alabama. For Alabama, it's Auburn. For fucking USC, it's Stanford. For fucking Notre Dame, it's USC. For Florida, it's Georgia. All these schools, they seem to just know how to get under your skin and really fuck up your chances at a national title. How many times we hear Georgia's having an undefeated season, then Alabama comes in, beats them in the SEC championship game after having a 3-loss season. You go, how the fuck did that happen? Oh, it's because Alabama just knows how to ruin Georgia's fucking season. It happens all the time. We see it. Perfect example. Michigan wins 4 games last year. What was one of their wins? Defending champion Ohio State, baby. They've done that for, I think, what's the record, like 4 straight times now? Ben probably knows. But
I think they beat them. They beat them the last 3 years in a row.
Right. And that's the thing, right? Like, that was a lowly ass school. Michigan was not good. And then fucking lo and behold, they just got them in a dog fight, and they were just a bigger dog that day. So rivalry games just do that for you. Georgia needs to be able to get over that hump, especially if Alabama's going to stick around. Because if they see them in the playoffs, it's going to be difficult. It's just for some reason, it's just that one team that Kirby Smart can't get out of his head. They're living rent-free up there, and for some reason, Caleb DeWar, it doesn't matter if it's him, it doesn't matter if it's Nick Saban, it doesn't matter if it's the ghost of Bear Bryant. Kirby Smart cannot get him out of their head. So, yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. enjoyed it from my phone while I was working at a festival. But I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm sure everyone appreciates that for sure. Listen, I'm going to say this too. It's kind of like that in the pros sometimes too. I'll never forget when America's team, we got to win. So I'm back to America's team. When in 1993, mind you, had the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Everything was going good. AFC Championship. What happens? Here comes the Buffalo freaking Bills, and Thurman Thomas at the time sets the record for the most scrimmage yards in a game. There we go. Our chances are gone once again because of the Miami Dolphins. All right, anyway.
Hey, Ben, did we forget that this was the Miami Dolphins sad song fucking podcast? Like, what are we doing?
I am willing to throw away the whole rundown. If Jason came on here and said, listen, we just talking about what's going on in Miami from dislocated knee like you've never seen it. I don't know what's going on with Tua. Like Tua, these press conferences with Tua, I'm like, Tua, what are you talking about? Like, and mind you, if you are the Miami media, you got Omar Kelly and them down there saying, dude, you know we can hear you, right? Yeah. Right. What? Okay, so keep going. So you saying what? They saying I need to eat more carbs and I need to drink more water. But if I ain't ate no carbs, the water will just push it out. No, water it pushes stuff around in your stomach. It's not pushing nothing out. What? It's almost like saying, Tua, listen. What are you talking about? Number one. Number two, whoever is advising you, fire them. They're not helping you. And number three, if they say you won the game and Tyreek got hurt, just say, yeah, man, we won the game because we didn't lose the game. Like he's starting to talk like Mike McDaniel say, yeah, you lose games when you don't win them. What?
Yeah.
It's like I don't have to talk to the media like that anymore, and I'm happy I don't. But sometimes you just run out of stuff to say. Like Tua come on there and saying, look, Tua might as well come on there and say, listen, this morning, me and my wife had oatmeal, and I think she had a smoothie. Because you're not even. It's like uncomprehensive. Like, dude, what are you? And like I said, it's a lot going on. Tua is realizing. I guarantee you, Tua said, "Is Tyreek out? Yeah, for the year. Yeah, man, like he's not coming back. You're not coming back. All right. Darren Waller though, 2 touchdowns. Darren Waller, so Darren Waller got 15 touchdowns on 16 catches for the whole year.
Listen, for Tua, number one, less is more. Number two, stop hitting the juice with Mike McDaniels before you guys go out in press conferences because both of you got something going on. So anyway, let me get off my rant.
You say let Tua, less is more. And he like this. You mean I should throw less? No. Come to the press conference, say something, say Marshawn Lynch that thing.
You could tell Tua was surprised they won because he thanked Jesus Christ like 4 times right after. I was like, bro, we heard you the first time. Right before he goes out. Before I go though, make sure everyone knows thank the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, bro. Anyway,
somebody in the back said, maybe we should go to A-Chain next time.
I guarantee you. After games now, they're gonna say media availability. We got A-Chain, we got Darren Waller, Tua's gonna take a break this week. Yeah. I know he's the quarterback and you have to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna take a break. Quinn Ewers is gonna talk to you today.
Yeah. They gotta get Mike McDaniels in for a soundbite at least.
I mean, Mike McDaniels goes in there, takes his hair and just pushes it straight up in there. He tries to look as crazy as he can. And they're like, I don't know what's gonna happen with Mike McDaniels, but I guarantee you, if it's a Netflix special on Mike McDaniels, I will watch that. I will tune in because that little dude right there, man.
Yeah, he be looking like Doc Brown from Back to the Future sometimes.
You know how they did Cocaine Cowboy, Cocaine Coach.
Him and Adam Gase been hanging out. All right, let's get to the other double. Let's get to this double OT game. Oregon 30-24 24 Penn State. Dante Moore 248 yards, 3 TDs. Also ran for 35 yards. Man, I wish I was playing college fantasy. He was my college quarterback. Deere Hill Jr. 10 carries, 82 yards as well. The big, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Degorian Moore.
Yeah.
Thank you, Moore. 7 receptions, 89 yards. Gary Bryant Jr., 6 receptions, 55 yards and a touchdown. Penn State side, Drew Allar at 137 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Katron Allen, 12 carries, 54 yards and a TD. Devonta Ross, 4 receptions, 48 yards and 2 TDs. If you just look at this stat-wise, just if I was looking at the player stats, I'd be like, man, Oregon beat the hell out of them. But no, sirree, 30-24 Oregon, double OT. What a great game it was. Ben, what do you think?
It was a great game. Oregon just got to town. They are already dominating in this conference. And I know people are saying, what's going on with that? But Dan Lanning is finding a way to get it done. But this is about John Franklin, who always got something to say. John Franklin talks a lot. Then we talking about the head coach of Penn State. But you know what he don't do? He doesn't win against top 10 teams. He is 4-21 against top 10 teams. 4-21, and you walk around with your chest out. I know you look like Key from Key and Peele, but no. Until Penn State can beat Ohio State, until they can beat Michigan, and now until they can beat Oregon, they're gonna be a really, really good team, never a great team. Because John Franklin has a lot to say when you start talking about these post-game press conferences, but you are what your record says you are, right? And 4-21 against top 10 teams, I mean, John Franklin is just so happy that he didn't have to play Ohio State in the national championship last year because the whole world would have saw it. The whole world would have got to see what happened. But Dan Lanning went out to Oregon. People thought it was just going to be a really, really good coach going to a school that they were going to win some games. No, Oregon is in the mix. Oregon has done everything but win the national championship. But as far as like what they do out there in Oregon, they play defense. They play up-tempo offense. And when they meet big time teams, they usually come out on the winning end. The only time Oregon's not going to win it all is when it's for it all. It's for a national championship. Nope, they're not going to win it.
They're the only team that puts their record in national championships on their helmet.
You ain't lying. A big old. They're the only. Listen, they're the only college football team that got like 100 different uniforms. They got like a grip of uniforms. Like they got pink ones, they got green ones, they got black ones. Now every time they wear these different uniforms, they lose, so they're not gonna wear them again. So you can push them to the back of the closet and push the other 250 variations to the front. But no, shout out to Dan Lanning, man. I mean, he's finding a way to get it done, and since he's left Georgia as a defensive coordinator, he's been winning games. So I know, but they thought when he came over to the Big Ten, it was going to be them and everybody else. But sorry, Penn State. Now you can't beat 3 teams. You can add Oregon to the Michigan and Ohio State narrative.
Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, shout out to Dante Moore. Dante Moore started his career at UCLA, and then he ended up having the big move. He went to Oregon. He was a backup, and now he's a starter. And dude's straight up balling. I mean, Dante Moore was a highly touted prospect. I believe he was 5 stars coming out of, I believe, Southern California. But anyways, he was going to be the UCLA quarterback. He was the UCLA quarterback as a starter. It didn't go so well. Ask Nico, I'm a Leva at UCLA right now, how being the UCLA quarterback works out. He ends up getting a second chance at Oregon. Dan Lanning takes a shot on him, and dude's now officially in the Heisman candidate. And you know what? Here's the thing. Like, Decorian Moore has been huge with that. Decorian Moore is a true freshman that has been a game wrecker. Like, we want to talk about Ryan Williams, talking about Jeremiah Smith. Decorian Moore has entered that conversation as one of those top 3 wide receivers in college. Kenyon Sadiq, get a hold of that name. He's going to be a tight end to look at for draft season. He's a super talented tight end, kind of in the mold of like Elijah Arroyo. So he's an excellent downfield threat with a little bit more blocking. Overall, Oregon kind of pulled it together. And kind of like Ben said, like Penn State is always that team that's like they look really good record-wise, but then when you really dissect their record, they beat the shit out of the bad teams and they lose to the good teams. So it's like I don't know how to modern day put that into words other than you're literally like the Miami Dolphins a couple years ago. No, I'm just kidding. You just beat the shit. Or Dallas Cowboys. Remember when when Dak had his MVP season, he was just beating the shit out of the Carolina Panthers, running up on the Washington, whatever the hell they were that year, and they were just running up the score on these teams. And then when they got into the playoffs, faced Jordan Love, they buckled and they lost big time. That's exactly what Penn State is. They're just that team that just dog walks these shitty teams that are not even maybe FBS, and then they get into the big times with these Oregons and maybe Notre Dame's and all that, and they just get their ass handed to them. That's just the MO. And Drew Aller is going to be a quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if it's going to be a good one, but he's going to be a quarterback in the NFL.
I think it's fair comparison to the Miami Dolphins. That's fair. I'll take that one. All right, let's go over to the other double OT game. Virginia Cavaliers upsetting Florida State 46-38. Ooh, we upset special. Ben, you said you were happy to see it. Tell me why.
Because it was bound to happen, right? I mean, you talk about a Florida State team that had a big win first game of the year against Alabama, and you look at what they've been able to do since then. But Virginia is one of those teams that they haven't won a lot of games, right? Coach Elliott hasn't won a lot of games since he's been the head coach. But this is when I look for certain things in the game. If a guy coming on a blitz knocks the ball up in the air and picks it off, I say, and then I'm like, oh, there we go. It's little, and a team like Virginia saying we just need to be in the game in the fourth quarter. If you guys go to overtime, we have nothing to lose, everything to gain. All the pressure is on Florida State. There's no way you beat Alabama losing Virginia, right? That's when the Boo Birds came out with Mike Norvell. They're like, he is the worst because they're comparing who you lost to, not that you lost. It's who you lost to, right? So when I saw it, I said, okay. I said, Virginia, me and the fam, we out eating. I'm trying to act like I'm not looking at the game, trying to talk to my wife, and I'm looking at the game. I'm like, and people, and some guy will look at me and say, man, he gonna look at me and say, he gonna look at me and look to my gold nose. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you, sir? No, I'm not looking at them the way you looking at them. And I think that's what makes college football such a great brand of football. It's so unpredictable. There's no way Virginia is going to beat Florida State, right? And then the commissioner is like, don't do something stupid. And that's for different reasons. Like when you they're about to play your team the next week, I don't want them coming off the loss. I want them to come in with confidence. We want to be the first loss. But, hey, man, shout out to the Cavaliers. They finding a way. Because if you are a team like Virginia, you're not playing for the same thing that Florida State, Miami, a Clemson. Well, not this year, but the old Clemsons used to play for. They're not playing to go to Charlotte. They playing for respectability, get the 5-6 wins, hoping to make it to a bowl game. But Mike Norvell said the best. He was like, dude, we just didn't play our style of football. Yeah, you did. Your defense just didn't show up the way you thought, and your quarterback's turning the football over. And it was a good game, though. The fan in me loves to see the game, but, the pettiness of me won't Florida State lose. And they lost. And I don't want it because somebody go yell out, oh, we won't be going undefeated this season. Y'all was not going undefeated. I didn't see them losing to Virginia, but they did. On to the next. Now they get them boys from Coral Gables. Ooh, it should be a joke.
Can't wait. All right, Justin, what do you think of Florida State getting upset?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird because it's like Chandler Morris was absolutely terrible. He put his best Haynes King on and scored 3 touchdowns rushing. But in the same regard, Haynes King is a terrible passer, so he threw 3 interceptions. Like, anytime you throw 3 interceptions, the other team should be dominating. But instead, Thomas Castellanos, another guy who was kind of entering that conversation of the Heisman, he was having a great year, immediately evicted his ass out of the Heisman consideration house with 2 interceptions, costly interception at the end. Like, come on. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Jamari Taylor is somebody to watch. He's a senior. He put it on last year, 1,000 yards. He's putting it on this year. He's got 7 touchdowns through 5 weeks. And then Deuce Robinson, goddamn. USC, Lincoln Riley had this guy and for some reason couldn't do anything with him. Tried to use him as a tight end. Oh, look, let's put him on the outside as a perimeter wide receiver. He's doing just fucking fine at Florida State. He's doing amazing at Florida State now. Another Lincoln Riley dropping the ball thing right there, but this guy looks like he's going to be prime. He looks in the mold kind of Kyle Pitts, but a little bit faster. So I'm looking forward to drafting this guy on my fantasy teams. That's all I'm saying. I'm hoping the 49ers are looking at this guy and going, hey, maybe we should get this guy on our team because every other one of our wide receivers seems to be falling off the face of the fucking planet. Maybe we also need to get a new training staff too. Jesus Christ. Everybody is injured. Everybody is injured. Can you imagine my day today when I found out Ricky Pearsall, Jawan Jennings, and Brock Purdy aren't playing? On top of the fact that Nick Bosa isn't playing, on top of the fact that D. Winters, all these guys are questionable now. It's Thursday night football. My Thursdays are just about ruined right now. I got to watch Mac Jones play.
Hey, Ben, when did this become the 49ers song?
Whatever the hell you've said. Hey,
3-1. What do you got? 1-3, and you got all your players? No,
no, we don't have all our players, unfortunately. Our boy Smitty, by the way, he put a comment in here. He's asked if we were talking fantasy football. We're not talking fantasy, but we can answer one for you. What do you think of this, Justin? I think this one's pretty easy in my perception. But he says he got 3 receivers on his team, 2 are questionable. Had to drop one of these RBs to get a receiver off the waivers, and he's got Benson, Montgomery, Marks, Henderson, Rashad White. Who would you drop there?
Well, I mean, you can go Benson to the IR and add somebody.
Right.
I mean,
or just drop
IR, just drop Benson, period. He wasn't doing shit anyways.
Yeah, that would be mine. That was my first immediate take, too, was like, yeah, we're going to drop Benson for sure. We're already running a little over, so I'm not going to go over all these NFL scores. I just want to talk about one game in particular, the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Both teams going in that game 1-2. Chiefs win 37-20, put a beat down. The reason I wanted to bring it up, by the way, is I want to throw this to Ben. Do I feel like we're repeating history with this team? Am I crazy to think that this team was struggling a little bit last year until they started really getting in on giving the damn ball to Derrick Henry the whole damn game? Am I crazy? We talked about this all last season, and then I feel like they finally bought in. They started really catching on. I mean, what is going on with this Ravens team? What do you think of this game?
It was weird because it's not Patrick Mahomes. He did have 4 touchdown passes. I'm not going to take that away from him. But this was more about what the Ravens didn't do. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to give you all he got. Derrick Henry was out there looking normal. They was barely even giving him the ball. And the injury bug started happening. The thing about the Ravens have built up the benefit. I call it the benefit of the doubt factor. There are certain teams, no matter what they do, you're gonna say, "I think they'll be there. They'll be there in the end. They'll find a way." I mean, Cincinnati doesn't have Joe Burrow, and people thought it was going to be good. Not with Browning. Nope. Minnesota shut that all the way down. When you get to talking about the Browns are the Browns. The Browns have a quarterback that might not be bigger than Kyler Murray. I don't know who the tallest, but they're going to have to measure each other if they do play each other. We'll get somebody to say stand back to back. Somebody that's like, normal height. I say just stand back to back and then stick their hand on him. You got him. Dylan, you got him by a little bit. You got a little bit more hair than him. And then when you talk about Lamar Jackson, they're putting Lamar Jackson in a situation where he has to be what Josh Allen is to Buffalo. He has to play well for them to win because the crazy thing about Baltimore, Lamar, he's going to be all right. Derrick Henry's going to be all right. This defense for Baltimore is bad. They are bad. They cannot stop the run. They cannot stop the pass. They cannot get off the field on third down. And that's the thing, Justin and Commissioner, is this. We are used to the Ravens having lockdown defense no matter who it was. From Ray Lewis to Ed Reed to Terrell Suggs to Elodie Nada, and the list goes on and on. Now they got a lot of big names for nothing. I mean, you got beat 37. You're giving up 37 yards, and the only guy you got to stop. I mean, Juju Smith shoot. I didn't even know he still played football, and he's out there catching it. What are we doing, Mr. TikTok himself? Who want to dance before the game is catching? That's embarrassing. So if you are Baltimore, yes, they will find a way to get into the playoffs. I still don't think Pittsburgh is going to win that division. I think Baltimore still got a shot to win it. This was just a weird game because I know we talk about the injury bug every week, but if Lamar Jackson is out for a significant amount of time with his hamstring injury, that's going to hurt them. Because if he's not out there, Derrick Henry, this is the first game he didn't fumble. You know why? Because they didn't give it to him. They didn't give him the ball to fumble because he seemed to be fumbling every week. But, yeah, this was a weird game. But we knew that because of reputation, there is no way Patrick Mahomes is going to start off 1-3. Hey, man, we got to find a way to do something. So, hey, credit to Kansas City, but I don't know what's going on in Baltimore right now. It's a weird team that has a really, really good roster, but no results. Nothing to show for it.
Get the ball to Derrick Henry. That's all I'm going to say. They're going to have to if Cooper Rush is back there. Justin, what do you think? What did you think of the upset?
Yeah, I think there's just no pressure. Like Ben was saying, like its defensive line is absolute trash. Like they cannot get to the quarterback and they cannot stop on the inside. Kansas City played the game they wanted to play. And for some reason, this is like the rivalry thing I was just saying. Like for some reason, and we were talking about it on Sunday, I thought the Ravens were going to finally get that monkey off their back. You can't get that fucking monkey off their back. And that being Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs that are just constantly pestering them. They look so good. Like you look on two rosters on paper, you're like, I want the Ravens roster over the Chiefs roster. They still got a dynamic quarterback. They got a great running back. They got all these weapons. And then it just stops. They just flop at some point. And, kudos to Kansas City. Their defense was really good. They got them on a lot of 3-and-outs. They made the interception of Lamar. And, it was kind of like the same old story when they played in the AFC Championship game. You went away from what got you to the AFC Championship game, the run game, and you just decided – I want to beat them at their own game. And you're just like, no, that's not your game, though. You got to do your game. You got to get what got you there because that's what's going to continue your success. Not trying to, in the big moment, go, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to go, Joe Montana and fucking throw it all over the field or fucking Patrick Mahomes and just be slinging it everywhere. It's not going to get you the same result because you don't practice that. That's not what your game plan is week to week. So it's a weird game, but I think it's also an omen. I think it's an omen to the Ravens kind of maybe actually fundamentally falling apart. Derrick Henry ain't getting younger. Lamar is injured. Andrews has been non-existent this year. So it's just kind of – I hope it's just a weird offshoot.
I think it's just a weird kickoff to their, and again, what's the best way? You got a bad defense. What's the best thing you can do is keep them off the damn field, which how do you do that? You run the football. It all just goes back to what I keep saying. Yes, I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, so I may just be preaching to the choir. But again, we talked about this last year. I know we talked about it. The gummies ain't hitting that hard. We talked about this couple of times last year that the Ravens need to run the football more, and same with the Eagles, running the ball more with Saquon. We talked about that multiple times, need to definitely get back to it. All right, so that's enough on what happened last week. Let's talk about what is and what we watching this week in college.
Don't worry, Ben. No weddings here. I just want to know what college game to watch this week.
Yes, sir, Ree and Bob. All right, here we go this week. We'll start out with number 25, Boise State, going to number 21, Notre Dame. This is the first time these teams have ever played each other. Crazy enough to hear it. Ben, who wins this one and why?
For Marcus Freeman's sake, it better be Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame is the only team in college football that has only the regular season. They're in the ACC contractually, but they get the road to the beat of their own drum. So Marcus Freeman, hopefully he stick with his winning ways. Boise State could be a tricky game though, because Notre Dame is the better team. that goes without saying. Boise State is like, and this is the same Notre Dame team that lost to NIU last year, right? I mean, people are like, what? Could it be an ugly game? If Boise State can make it ugly, they got a shot. But if halftime they down by double-digit scores, it's gonna be a long game. But it should be a good game because, like I said, Boise State is gonna play hard. They're not gonna lay down for Notre Dame. But for Notre Dame, Notre Dame has to win by style points because if they be having these close wins, that might keep them on the outside looking in come college football playoff committee time.
Notre Dame 2-2, Boise State 3-1. Justin, who wins it?
Yeah, I agree with Ben. You got to smash Boise State in this game. And that's not going to be easy because Maddox Madsen is a real deal quarterback out there. He's another guy you got to listen for because he might be coming out this year and he might be somebody who kind of has like one of those Dak Prescott ascensions from the fourth round. But yeah, I think Notre Dame's got to win this game. I think Coach Freeman's got to go out there and just go, hey, we need to fucking just step on these guys' fucking neck and just fucking put a heel in it, dude. Don't let these guys up. Don't let these guys breathe because we're fighting to get back in that playoff race. We've had some unfortunate losses, and we need to get back to where we're in that top 10. So when playoffs come around, because we're not in a fucking conference, because we're a bunch of wussies that want to do independence, just pick a conference and get in there, Notre Dame. The conference don't even exist anymore, really. I mean, you got teams from like the Midwest and the SEC. But anyways, yeah, step on the neck. That's what the message should be this week for Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame covers in this game.
All right, I like it. I think Notre Dame too, giving them the home field advantage. Hell, they even got a little leprechaun on the field, so I'm sure that'll turn their luck around. Number 16, Vanderbilt visits number 10, Alabama. Alabama owns the series 60-20-4. Vanderbilt won the last matchup last season 40-35. Ben, who wins this one?
I mean, I'm going to give the slight edge to Alabama, but I am not confident in that pick because that goalpost still hasn't made it back to Nashville for what they did last year in Nashville. I will say this. If Coach DeBoer wins against Georgia 2 years in a row and loses against Vanderbilt 2 years in a row, the fans going to be like, what the hell is going on? Like, wait a minute. Wait. We're losing to Georgia. We're beating Georgia, losing. And this could happen because, like I said, Vanderbilt is saying, dude, we're not even supposed to be doing what we're doing. Problem is we do it. And you don't got to like it. Right? So I'm gonna take Alabama because coming out the momentum of what they had against Georgia and they got the home field advantage. But if Vanderbilt ends up winning this game, I would not be surprised because the person that has the most fun at the party is the person that snuck in and don't supposed to be there. They have the most fun. So if they get kicked out, if you kick a person out of a party not supposed to be there, they still got stuff in their hand. They're like, all right, I'm gone. But they got food in their hand, they got drinks in their hand. Watch out for them Vanderbilt boys. I mean, people thought their best teams were when John Franklin was the head coach and Jay Cutler was the quarterback. Nope. Diego was like, dude, we still out here making noise. So watch out for them Commodores. They're gonna be doing your taxes one day because they the smartest guys in the SEC. Make no mistake about it. They're gonna be your financial advisors one day. But right now they get to play football. And they're pretty good at it.
Justin, who you think wins?
Oh, I love 26-year-old Diego Pavia in this one. I'm going to go with Vanderbilt. But this is my question to Ben right here. Okay. My question to Ben is, how the fuck does your coach address this issue right here? How does he address, hey, we got to fucking go against Vanderbilt because we can't fucking let these guys think that they own our ass. We got to make sure that they know that last week or last year was a fucking fluke. How do you get that energy back in the building after knowing you lost to these guys last year and they're coming with that same energy? They're coming even more energy because they're ranked this time around.
What you're telling me is, the reason why we got beat last year is because we disrespected those dudes. We came in thinking that's just Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt was like, yeah, we are Vanderbilt, but guess what? We're going to punch y'all back. Vanderbilt said, and the only way you beat Alabama is by being Alabama. You cannot beat them being cute. You can't beat them trying to do trick plays. So if you are Coach DeBoer, look, and when the cameras are on, you're saying all the right things. Like, look, man, we got to respect those guys. We respect it. And when the cameras go off, we be like, that is Vanderbilt. Like, what? That is Vanderbilt. Now, it's not the same Vanderbilt, but is it really going to matter 10 years from now when we say, y'all know y'all lost to Vanderbilt, right? I don't care. I don't care. That would be that's like when Baker Mayfield took the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. I said, wait a minute, the Browns, and they play in Pittsburgh, and they beat them. Yeah. So if you are Coach DeBoer, you saying, look, we can't lose to Vanderbilt. We're going to say all the right things. We ain't going to give no bulletin board material. But after the game, we talking trash. Because we have – I mean, the fact that we talking about who's going to win against Alabama and Vanderbilt, what? Like, think about that. Who you got? Oh, no, man, this Vanderbilt team. Vanderbilt has earned the world's respect. But if you are Alabama, don't be stupid. Don't do nothing stupid. Because if they beat you at Alabama, do they take your goalpost from Alabama and walk it all the way back to Nashville? I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm going with – listen, I think Alabama's going to do it, but I think it's going to be a nail-biter. I don't think it's going to be somebody running away. Vanderbilt like, hey, man, we playing for the present players and future players that want to come to Vanderbilt. Because there's going to come a time people say, do you go to Vanderbilt or do you go to Alabama? Which is crazy. People are like, I don't know. Because if Alabama can't beat Vanderbilt, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but, you know. That's the world we live in now, man. Like I say, Taylor Swift is engaged to Travis Kelce. So anything can happen.
Anything at all.
Those CTA reunions are going to be lit if Vanderbilt wins twice in a row.
I'm trying to tell you, listen, man. Look, as a person that used to live in Nashville, they got West End, they got Broadway. It's the same street. Just one side is Broadway, one side is West End. They will not have enough liquor on those streets if Alabama loses on Saturday. The cops going to be drunk. They're going to be pulling each other over. Boy, you drunk as hell. I know. With your lights. It's going to be wild.
Let's go to the game of the day, for me anyway. Number 3, Miami, going to number 18 now. That's why I'm upset they lost. Again, number 18, Florida State. Miami owns the series 36-33. Last year, Miami won 36-14. Pop, pop, pop. 2 in a row in the series as well. Who do you think wins this one, Ben, and why?
I think Miami sticks with their winning ways, but I do think Florida State plays inspired football. 1, because they have to. And 2, if you get blown out, it's not going to matter, though. Those first 3 games, even though one of them was Alabama, they're going to say that was a fluke. First game of the year, because we don't know who anybody is first game of the year. And they're going to say, okay, Florida State, no one cares about what y'all do the rest of the year. Why? Because you lost to Virginia and you got blown out by Miami. So I think that I give this game to Miami for this reason. I think sometimes when you get to talk about like what Miami is trying to do the unthinkable this year, people. They are trying to go to Charlotte and not to see the Carolina Panthers play, not to see the Hornets play. They're going to go to represent the ACC in the ACC Championship game and win it. They're trying to win that thing because Carson Beck, he will be a Miami Hurricanes legend if he brings the first ACC championship to Miami. And that's what he's trying to do. I know he getting Mercedes-Benz and Ferrari stolen from him down there. You're in the wrong neighborhood, young man. But you need to be in Star Island. Because people yes, I will. People say, they'll steal your Ferrari and drive it. Yes, down there in Miami they will. But I think Miami wins this thing because I just think Miami is a better team. I think they're a better coach team. I like Mike Norvell and what he's trying to build. But I think Virginia exposed Florida State. Like, dude, y'all not what y'all record says y'all were coming in. So I'm gonna go with them boys. I'm gonna go with the boys from Coral Gables. But I do think this is one of the most tradition-rich classic rivalries there is. I think they add to the pageantry on Saturday, but I think it's going to be them boys from down south.
Yeah, it ain't going to be no wide right this time because they ain't going to lose it. Justin, what do you think?
It's over with.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Miami in this one. I think Miami closes out the Florida series. They beat South Florida. They beat Florida. And I think they close it out with a big win over Florida State. And then their season just gets very easy after that because they got Louisville, Stanford, SMU, and Syracuse. So hopefully they'll be punching their ticket, like Ben said, to Charlotte.
Hopefully is right. But again, like I said, a lot of parity at the top right now. So Miami's got to watch out. I think that Florida game kind of woke them up a little bit. I hope anyway. So we shall see. All right. Well, talked about college. Let's see what we're watching this week in the pros.
You all are terrible. Even the boys from No Weddings in the Fall didn't pick you to win.
All righty, we got some good games this weekend. Probably the game of the day maybe is Denver at Philly. Philly leads the series 9-5. Last time these teams met was in 2021, and the Philadelphia Eagles won 30-13. Justin, we'll go to you first on this one. Who wins and why?
I'm actually going to wild card here. I'm going to go with Denver winning this one. I think Philly's been a little bit vulnerable on defense, and Denver kind of get a little momentum going. They beat the brakes off the Bengals last Monday. So I think we're going to see the Broncos put the first L on the Eagles record.
All right. You know, it's so funny, Justin, after every Sunday show, my wife asked me who goes against the Eagles. And every time she's like, if you don't pick against Eagles, she's like, I'm surprised. Justin's an Eagles hater. So just to give you a heads up.
I don't hate the Eagles. I hate their fans.
I'm not going to tell her that one either. Ben, who wins this and why?
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I think the Cortland Sutton and Queen Young Mitchell are going to be a really, really good matchup. But AJ Brown, he was on the milk carton last week and they still won. He won't be on the milk carton this week. They're gonna be throwing in the rock. He clarified his statements. I mean, I don't like these quote cryptic messages that be on X that you got to explain. Just don't say anything. Like, we are so emotional. Don't say anything. We know you are frustrated. We get it. But AJ Brown is gonna go off. He's gonna go off. But the problem is, he's going to have to do it against Patrick Surtain. And let me tell you something. That don't happen.
Yeah.
When people say, hey, man, can anybody stop A.J. Brown? His name is Patrick Surtain II. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year. 6'2", about 205. And look, I know if he's not married, he's going to be really, 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 really great husband. You know why? Because he got a lot of patience. That boy just sit in that line, and he don't go for no double moves. I want to see the matchup of A.J. Brown and Patrick Surtain because they both built real similar. I think A.J. Brown, weighs a little bit more than Patrick Surtain, but when 6'2" run out the huddle at corner, yeah, that's a grown man right there. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. And Saquon, hey man, whenever you want to break out, we here. Whenever you want. People kept saying, is he going back-to-back 2,000? That's not happening. If you ever rush for 2,000, you are on everybody's radar. Everybody. He's playing okay, but not what we've grown accustomed to. Can he have a breakout game? But I'm gonna go with Philly. I think Philly wins.
Yeah, I thought the game prior to this last one, kind of woke them up a bit and was like, okay, we gotta pass to establish the run because everyone knows we're a running team. So that seems to be where they were being played. And by the time that they got to the passing, they weren't in rhythm is what it looked like to me. And then it was like, okay. And they kind of woke up a little bit. Last game, this offense is starting to look better. I think it's starting to click a little more. Listen, at the end of the day, AJ Brown should know, sometimes you get the ball, sometimes you don't. But he, when he does get the ball, he looks like a man playing with children out there. So I can understand his frustration. It's probably like, give me the ball so I can score this damn touchdown. But as long as you win him, bro, like, who cares? Like, take it to the house. Like, we good. All right, let's go to the next one. Houston at Baltimore. Baltimore leads series 13-2. Last time they played was in Baltimore, which was last year. They won 31-2. They've actually won 6 in a row in the series. So we'll go to Ben on this one. Who wins this and why?
I think Lamar Jackson and company got to win this game because if you lose to Houston beat the Titans. Houston beat the Titans. That don't even count. That does not count. The Titans didn't even score a freaking point. So right now, there's a little concern in Baltimore. If you lose to Houston, you better panic. If you lose to Houston, you panic because Houston got something. Yes, they got Daniel Hunter. They got Will Anderson Jr. They got Aziz Jair. They got, they got Petrie. They got a defense. But their offense doesn't scare anybody. I mean, I'm sorry. Collins is their number one receiver. Like Collins, but he ain't no hellraiser now. So if you are Baltimore, just like last week against Kansas City, you got to get back to saying, hey, man, let's get back to who we are. Let's start putting some wins together, because as you get long in the season, you realize somebody goes out every week for a torn ACL, dislocated knees, and everybody's going to deal with the injury bug. You just hope it's not so significant that it's going to hurt the rest of your season. So while you still have a healthy or semi-healthy Lamar Jackson and a Derrick Henry, you better utilize it. So with all that being said, I just think that the Baltimore Ravens are still a better team than Houston. I'm going to go with Baltimore.
I like it. Justin, who wins?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Baltimore too. This is the Texans. The Texans in Baltimore is kind of like Baltimore and the Chiefs. The Texans just cannot get over this Baltimore hump. They've eliminated them, I believe, twice in a row in the playoffs. And it's just one of those things where Houston buckles under the immense pressure of having to play a really good team. And I also agree with Ben. You can't take what Houston did last week on any sort of basis and go, yeah, that's exactly what we were expecting, because it's the fucking Tennessee Titans. Yeah. Tennessee Titans were not very good. I think even with Cooper Rush, the Ravens will pull this one out.
Even with Cooper Rush, oh my goodness, yeah, I believe you.
Cooper Rush, he's won a few games in his day, man.
Hey, I feel you, and he's got Derrick Henry. Like I said,
hand him out.
It'll be fine.
If I'm Cooper Rush, I mean, do Harbaugh really got to stay? And listen, Coop, this week I know we run the ball. I got you, coach. Listen, and don't do it. Listen, hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. Encourage Derrick Henry. Don't do nothing stupid. I got it.
Yep. It's simple.
He said, "What if Derrick fumbles the ball? Then hop on the bitch."
Yeah, there it is.
It's funny. It's funny not to, because we got to get moving, but I just want to quickly say I find it funny how a couple of fumbles and all of a sudden Derrick, it's like, oh no, Derrick Henry's fumble. I mean, listen, if I'm a cornerback in this football league and I seen Derrick Henry running down the lane, trust me, I'd much rather go try to punch out the ball. You know what I mean? So that just makes sense to me. I mean, like, hello, there's a couple of fumbles, no big deal. It's not going to keep continuing to happen. Obviously, Derrick Henry is something you saw him working on it right prior to the game. So, trust. I think it's all good. All right, let's go. Tampa Bay at Seattle. Seahawks lead the series 9-6. Last time they played was in 2022. And Tampa Bay won 21-16. I'm just gonna quickly say this Bucs team is beat up. I just got an alert that Baker Mayfield has been listed now as questionable. Did not do the walk. I think it was just a walkthrough today, but he did not even participate in that due to a sore bicep and knee injury. So, Justin, who wins this and why?
Not the Bucs, that's for sure. I mean, I just think, you got Bucky Irving down. You got, Baker Mayfield possibly getting hurt. It just seems like at this point, it's the Seahawks are a lot more healthy. And, I think Sam Darnold is finally coming into his own in this offense. It's the exact same offense he ran for the past 2 years with Stefanski and Shanahan anyways. I think the Seahawks go to 4-1, Bucs go to 3-2.
All right, Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle as well. I mean, that's a long flight. What is that? 6 hours in the air just to play a football? That's a long. I mean, from the only flight longer than might be Miami to freaking Seattle. That's a long flight, right? And like you say, right now the Bucs are looking like 2024 San Francisco. They're like the walking wounded. It's like that's a lot of Mike Evans. Bones are finally letting them know, hey, dude, we old, bro. Like we struggling. We need some time off. And Baker Mayfield be forgetting that he's not a big quarterback. Like he be trying to put his body on the line. Your body can't hold up. You are not Josh Allen, right? I'm just saying, like you're not what you barely like 200 pounds. Look, let me tell you something. Momentum is a beautiful thing until it wears off. Courage is a beautiful thing till you get knocked the hell out. Yeah. So you need to stop that nonsense. But I got Seattle. I like what Seattle is building, and they trying to keep pace with the Rams, with the 49ers in that division. So for that, I'm going to go with them boys. I'm going to go with the 12th man.
I feel you, bro. I'm all the way with Seattle right there. But one thing I'll say is that Baker Mayfield If his strength was measured by his heart, though, I will say, man, he's one of the strongest people out there. He
woke up feeling dangerous. I heard him. I woke up feeling dangerous. Your wife was like, sit down. You have a daughter now? You have a child? Now you have a child and you're married? Boy, sit down. You ain't got no energy left.
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. All right, let's go. Let's go Commanders at the Chargers. Commanders lead the series 7-5. Last time they played was in 21. Chargers won 20-16. They've actually won 2 in a row in the series. Justin, who wins this one?
It was the Chargers and the Commanders. I think I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Chargers, it just seems like maybe last week was a blip. Passing game was still there. Running game was freaking awesome. I love watching Omarion Hampton go. I haven't heard news on Jaden Daniels yet. I'm assuming he's coming back this week. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think it was just kind of a blip on the radar. I think Herbert gets back to not throwing picks in this game. And I think they get back to just being sound defense and having this amazing stretch of offense. It's kind of crazy. Omarion Hampton had 128 yards on 12 carries. Like, they're not even overloading the carries. He's just that good right now.
Nice.
Yeah, and efficient as anything. I agree. All right, and Jane Daniels is clear to play for the Chargers. I was looking that up while you were talking there. Ben, what do you think? Who wins and why?
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers. I mean, because you got Jaden Daniels back, no Scary Terry, and I'm sorry, I like Deebo Samuels, but he don't scare nobody. I mean, Deebo is nice. I think Deebo is leading out the whole. I think Deebo is first in kick return average right now. He built like a little fullback. I mean, Deebo Samuel's been doing it since his days in South Carolina. But I think the Chargers got to get that ugly loss out of their system. So for that, I'm gonna go with the Chargers, even though I do think the Commanders are gonna play them tough. But I'm still going with the Chargers.
Yeah, that traveling East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast is a thing. I mean, Look at the Chargers traveling to New York. No one thought the Giants were going to win. Although, Jacksonville did go to San Francisco, but we won't talk about that. All right, New England at Buffalo. New England leads this series 79-51-1. They split last year, 23-16 New England, 24-21 Buffalo. Good games nonetheless. Ben, who wins this and why?
But listen. There's a song that somebody said, "Back to life, back to reality." New England, y'all gonna get back to reality this weekend. I know that Buffalo was playing with their food against the Saints. Like, we're not gonna lose to y'all. We just doing dumb stuff. Buffalo dominates their division. Dominates it. They don't want nobody to win. They don't want to give you no type of hope. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Buffalo. So like I said, Josh Allen knows one thing. As long as I'm healthy, we got a shot. Now, Mike Vrabel led New England. They're gonna play them tough, but no cigar. The only team, in my opinion, that ever had a shot to even compete with Buffalo since Josh Allen's been there is Miami. The Jets are like I said, listen, the Jets are the Mets of football up there in New York. They are. That's what they are. But I'm gonna go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, sticking with their winning ways, man.
Justin?
You know how badly I want to say I'm going the opposite direction, but you know what? I'm not going to do that because, like I said, with the rivalry thing, there's just some rivalries where it's already embedded in your head you're going to fucking lose, and that's kind of what the Patriots are. The Patriots, when it comes to the Bills, it's already kind of embedded in their DNA. They're just going to lose without Tom Brady. So Josh Allen is Superman whenever it comes to the NFC East or the AFC East. So I am going to stick with my man, Josh Allen. Buffalo going to put them 3D through a table.
I got it. I apologize because I meant to look this up, but the game I believe New England won I believe I saw like January 5th. So it might have been when Buffalo had locked things up. I don't even know if Josh Allen played in that. I got to look that up. So I don't know if that's a thing, if they've played them well, but I'm with you on the fact that I want to pick the Patriots in this game, but I just can't because it's Buffalo and it's Josh Allen, like you said. All right, let's go to the final one. KC going to Jacksonville. They lead the series, KC does, 10-6. Last time they played was in 2023. They won 17-9. They won 8 in a row in this particular matchup. Justin, who wins this one?
Which one was this one again? I'm sorry. I was looking up the Buffalo thing.
Chiefs at Jaguars.
Chiefs at Jaguars. Chiefs on the roll, and they're getting ready. They're getting rearing and ready to go for Rashee Rice to come back and just really start opening up a can of whoop ass on the league. So Jacksonville. Listen, they earned that win last week. When you take the ball away 4 times, you should win, and it was rightfully theirs. But if KC looks halfway as good as they did against Baltimore the rest of the season, we're all in for a scary resolution for the Super Bowl, because that's a good game. That's a good fucking team right there.
Yeah, they always seem to be a good team. They're running through that Patriots thing. I was sick of seeing them. Ben, who wins this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Kansas City as well. I mean, I like what Jacksonville is doing right now. I mean, they're trying to play balance on offense. They're trying to find a way to get Brian Thomas Jr. the ball. Etienne. I mean, he running like a madman right now. He running for a new contract. I mean, I like the law offices of Travon Walker and Josh Allen, the other Josh Allen that chases quarterbacks, not plays quarterback. But Kansas City is one of those teams that looking at Jacksonville and saying, listen, no disrespect, but y'all ain't there yet. I mean, not yet. I mean, and like I said, if we see y'all down the line, it'll have to be in like an AFC Championship game. But Trevor Lawrence, he all right. Trevor Lawrence is making some throws. Trevor Lawrence ain't Patrick. Patrick, like, come on, Trevor Lawrence is a fan of Patrick Mahomes. If we being honest, he is. So for that, I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs, and I do think Jacksonville is gonna play well. But Liam Cohen and the head coach of Jacksonville, if you don't know what to do with Travis Hunter, make him pick a side. Or like a Kit Kat, right? Pick a side. You gotta pick one. He's all right on offense, and he does some things on defense. The problem is, didn't Steve Smith Sr. say in the NFL, they pay you to be a specialist, not all right. They pay you to be nice on one side of the ball. So let him pick a side, because right now on offense, breaking tackles means that, somebody was right there. No, he's not Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, De'Ami Brown, he might be better than him, but this ain't Colorado. And speaking of Colorado, they need Shador and Travis. But that's another topic for another day. But I'm going to go with them Kansas City Chiefs boys.
Yeah, I'm going to reserve ruling on this one because, man, I am so wanting to pick the Jags in this game. But it's one of those things that I feel like it's like, okay, am I going to count out the team I always count out and ends up winning? And am I really going to back the team that every time I think that they're good, they're not? That's what makes me be like, nah, I can't. But then I'm like, oh, I really want to. So I'm still going to wait and hold out on that one. Listen, check us out Friday night. We're going to break down all of the fantasy action coming up for this weekend on TSS Fantasy. And, of course, wake up with us on Sunday morning. We're going to give you some great betting tips. We got ultimate DFS lineups. We got a Sunday morning cartoon. We got Fantasy Jesus. We got it all to get you ready. 8 a.m. And you're going to be up because we got another freaking London football game. So you got to get up for the Browns and the Vikings. I don't know. I might sleep in. Who knows? All right. Well, we're going to close things out tonight, of course, with our boy Ben with his Skadoop of the Week.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Ben Troupe's Skadoop of the Week.
No, I was not muted. I was doing my Shador Sanders. If you didn't see it, Shador Sanders, third string quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, was asked about his teammate Dylan Gabriel being named the starter, him still being the third string quarterback. He did a mime. He answered. His mouth is moving like mine, but nothing was coming out. I have never seen that happen. I've seen Marshawn Lynch say, look, I'm just doing it so I don't get fined. Right? I've seen all kind of post-game interviews. I've seen all kind of interviews. I've never seen a mime. And people ask, why would Shador do that? Because Shador realizes no matter what I say, y'all going to criticize me. If I don't say nothing, I'm going to give you criticism. So I'm going to try to do something that's never been done. I'm going to answer the question in silence. You can see my mouth moving, but I'm not saying nothing. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it is Cleveland. Shador, I hope it works out for you, young man, because at the end of the day, the Cleveland Browns are only worth watching because you're on the team. Dylan Gabriel is a sandwich bigger than Kyler Murray. I hope he does well, but we will be watching, not because we want to watch the Browns, but we want to see if you get an actual shot. I am being true. This is No Weathers in the Fall. Do yourself a favor. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, but do yourself the greatest favor you ever done. And don't let me catch you in no church in the fall. I got big hands and a lot of powder. We out here.